Dubai, the city that broke its promise. February 28th, 137 missiles, 209 drones. And the city that promised it would never happen, burned. I want to tell you about a phone call I got that night. It was 2:17 in the morning, Singapore time. My phone rang. It was a client, a woman I'll call Priya. She'd been in Dubai for 9 years. Her company, her apartment, her children's school, everything she had built was in that city. She said 6 words. How fast can we get out? Here is what makes that call so hard to process. 2 weeks before the missiles, Dubai was the #1 destination for relocating millionaires on the planet. Almost 10,000 moved there last year alone, bringing $63 billion with them. Zero income tax, zero capital gains, world-class infrastructure, and one unspoken guarantee that every one of those 10,000 people bought into, whatever happens in the Middle East, stays in the Middle East. That guarantee expired on February 28th. And what we have been seeing since February 28th is unlike anything in our 26 years of operating in this region. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what happened. Not the missile footage, you've seen that. The infrastructure underneath, the calls behind closed doors, and what it means for every entrepreneur who built their life around a single city. Most people saw the footage of the strikes. Almost nobody saw what happened in the 72 hours after. Let me walk you through it. The airport shut down within hours of the first wave. Dubai's airport is not just an airport, it is the connective tissue of the entire emirate. When it closed, it didn't just strand tourists, it froze deal flow. Jebel Ali, the largest port in the Middle East, caught fire. That port is where physical goods enter and leave the Gulf. Hong Kong-based companies that use Dubai as a logistics hub watched their shipments freeze in warehouses overnight. Carriers simply refused to route through the Gulf. 60% of Dubai's total revenue comes from its port and its airport. Both were compromised within 72 hours of the first strike. Then the banking system glitched. Amazon's cloud data center in Dubai was hit by shrapnel from an intercepted drone. Possibly the first time in history that a major company's cloud infrastructure was damaged in an active conflict. That triggered a technology outage that rippled into banking operations across the UAE. But here's the part that didn't make a single international headline. The UAE imports 90% of its food. Iran, one of its main suppliers of fresh produce, banned all food exports until further notice. Shipping through the Strait of Hormuz dropped 90%. The US government confirmed it had 4 to 6 months of food reserves. 4 to 6 months is a timeline, not a solution. Fundraising froze. Investment firms started preemptively planning layoffs. International private banks that had been expanding in the Emirates started asking whether to serve clients locally or from somewhere else. A portfolio manager told me there is a 70% probability on the region carrying a geopolitical risk premium for the next decade. Not geopolitical risk, not war risk, a permanent tax on doing business there. Within 48 hours of the first strikes, the calls started. Not panicked calls, calculated ones. A wealth lawyer in Singapore told us 6 of his 20 Dubai-based clients reached out in a single week. Average assets, $50 million each. 3 are planning immediate transfers. One asked, "How fast can you move everything to Singapore?" Not some of it, everything. Another advisor spoke to 13 UAE-based clients. More than half are serious about relocating. A CEO I know in Hong Kong, his family has been in Dubai for 7 years, put it plainly. This is not a trickle. $700 billion in UAE overseas financial assets, Asian capital, approximately 25%. 47% of all multinationals attracted by Dubai International Chamber in 2025. That pipeline is now under pressure from the very people who filled it. I want to go back to Priya. 3 weeks after that 2 a.m. call, she flew to Singapore. She had 2 suitcases. Her children's school had already been notified. Her company restructuring was already underway. I asked her, was it the missiles? She said, it It wasn't the missiles. It was when the bank said no. That's when I knew. If I can't move my money when I need to, nothing else matters. What is happening to Dubai right now is not unprecedented. It is a chapter in a pattern that has run before. Every time. Beirut. For 40 years, Beirut was the financial capital of the Middle East. They called it the Paris of the Orient, the banking hub, the business gateway. Then, a civil war in 1975 destroyed that image in 18 months. The money didn't disappear. It moved to Bahrain. Bahrain held that position for a decade, until Dubai outgrew it. Until Dubai built something Bahrain couldn't match. A story so compelling that the entire world believed it. Every time this pattern runs, it runs the same way. The official story and the lived reality separate. The gap widens. And the money moves before the crisis is named. Beirut, Bahrain, Dubai. The question is not whether the pattern holds. The question is which city writes the next chapter. I need to stop here and say something clearly. I am not predicting the death of Dubai. The Maktoum family didn't build $700 billion in assets to walk away from them. Dubai survived the 2009 financial crisis, when property prices dropped 50 to 60%. It survived COVID. It survived the 2024 floods. The city has an extraordinary track record of doing things economists said were impossible. Some of this capital will come back if the conflict ends quickly. Some of these entrepreneurs will return. The infrastructure will be rebuilt. The skyline will be repaired. But here is the distinction that matters. You can rebuild a skyline, you can rebuild a port. You cannot rebuild the moment someone tried to move their money and the system said no. That memory does not respond to cranes and concrete. Where the money is actually going. There are dozens of places in the world with low taxes and business-friendly regulation. The Cayman Islands, Mauritius, Luxembourg, Malta. So why is the money specifically going to Singapore and Hong Kong? Because what Dubai offered was never just a tax rate. It was a full operating system. Incorporate a company in days. Open multi-currency accounts. Fly anywhere in 8 hours. Meet your Chinese supplier on Tuesday and your European client on Thursday. A lifestyle, a network, and a financial infrastructure, all in one package. Very few cities can replicate that. Singapore and Hong Kong can. Singapore has been quietly building itself into the world's most complete wealth management hub for a decade. The regulatory framework is tight, but clear. You know the rules don't change overnight. And the government doesn't depend on one industry to survive. Singapore GDP grew nearly 5% last year. Wealth management sector expanding at double digits. Private banks that built Dubai offices are now asking whether Singapore should have been the primary hub all along. For entrepreneurs from India, Indonesia, Australia, anywhere in Southeast Asia, Singapore was always the natural gateway. Same time zone, direct flights everywhere, English speaking, and a startup ecosystem that actually works. No missiles hitting the runway at Changi. No drones over the financial district. Hong Kong solves a different problem. If your business touches China in any way, you source there, you manufacture there, you sell there, there is no real alternative. Hong Kong gives you access to mainland China through a system that still operates under common law. The Greater Bay Area, connecting Hong Kong to Shenzhen and Guangzhou, is where a huge share of the world's consumer goods are actually made. For someone running an e-commerce brand sourcing from Chinese factories and selling to Europe, Hong Kong isn't a Dubai replacement. It's the infrastructure layer that was always supposed to be part of the setup. Both cities share something that sounds boring but matters enormously when things go wrong. They work. The banking systems don't crash when the neighboring country fires missiles. That is the part that Dubai failed at, in the most literal way possible. Here is what nobody is telling entrepreneurs right now. You don't have to be in Dubai for this to affect you. If you source anything through the Gulf, if any part of your supply chain routes through Jebel Ali, if any of your payments route through UAE banks, the plumbing underneath your business just got less reliable. It doesn't show up as a line item. It shows up as longer lead times. Suppliers asking for bigger deposits. Insurance premiums on Gulf-routed shipments quietly repricing. The cost doesn't arrive as a headline. It arrives as a margin squeeze you can't explain to your CFO. Here is what I keep watching. The structural decisions are being made right now. Relocation advisors are seeing a spike in visa requests, digital nomad visas, D7 visas, intra-company transfers. Engineers and sales teams that were supposed to be in the Gulf are grounded. Their employers are asking how fast they can be redeployed. The question everyone is asking is the same. Where can my people go and my goods move without depending on a region that is at war? The entrepreneurs making those decisions in the next 90 days will have options. The entrepreneurs who wait for the situation to stabilize will have fewer of them. So what does this actually mean if you're running a business right now? If you source through the Gulf or route payments through UAE banks, this is your moment to stress test that infrastructure. Not to panic, not to blow everything up overnight, but to ask one honest question. Am I building on plumbing I can trust when things go wrong? I keep thinking about what Priya said. It wasn't the missiles, it was when the bank said no. She had companies in Dubai, bank accounts, compliance structures, residency visas, her children's friends. 9 years of a life. Rebuilding all of that somewhere else is expensive and painful and slow. The fact that she did it anyway, immediately, in the middle of a conflict, at any cost, tells you something about how deep the fracture goes. I want to be precise about the lesson here. The lesson is not Dubai bad, Singapore good. The lesson is this. For 20 years, the world told entrepreneurs, pick the best hub and build your whole life around it. February 28th proved that advice wrong, in the most expensive way possible. The entrepreneurs who survive the disruptions of the next decade are not the ones who find the perfect hub. They are the ones who build the architecture before they need it. Multiple geographies, multiple banking relationships, multiple points of failure that don't all sit on the same fault line. Not because you are pessimistic, because that is what resilient looks like. Dubai built the most compelling story in the history of international business. A city that turned sand and ambition into a global financial capital in 30 years. That story is not over, but it is no longer the only story. And the entrepreneurs who understand that right now, before the dust settles and the options narrow, are the ones who will write the next chapter. If you're sitting in Dubai right now and you're rethinking everything, drop your situation in the comments. I read every single one. And what you share helps shape what we cover next. That's what this channel is for. Not the footage, not the headlines, the plumbing underneath. That's where your business actually lives.